It's always good to make these videos in the mornings because the beams are not as bad in the mornings. Indeed, as I've stated before, the beams really become prominent in the afternoon and especially the evening. Apparently, through this technology, they can actually see through your eyes and read all of your thoughts and are in the process of brain cloning, whereby they create a digital equivalent of your brain and use it for artificial intelligence tech and intelligence operations, various guises, though I'm not sure of the exact details. Like, I'm not sure what good my brain would be for these people, as they have to get through a lot of layers of crazy to be able to get to any substance. So maybe it's not such a good idea, but it seems I was chosen as a test subject for these experiments because of the nature of my brain, which makes me think that there is going to be a nationwide intelligence program rolled out of eugenicist and transhumanist experimentation on all schizophrenics. Indeed, I am of the opinion that all schizophrenics are under surveillance in some capacity by the security services, MI5, and are constantly tracked, and their communications are monitored. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the coming few years we see the microchipping of all schizophrenics, whether that be to simply track and harness the brainwaves and read the thoughts and collect brain information data of the schizophrenic mind and map the schizophrenic mind for study and espionage and other intelligence purposes, or to completely control the brain of the schizophrenic. Indeed, there is a huge backlash against the schizophrenic in modern Britain, and this is part of the eugenicist agenda. Indeed, the National Association for Mental Health, which was created after the Second World War, was created by a cabal of Nazi psychiatrists and British Tavistock Institute psychiatrists who had mainly been MI6 operatives and part of the British Psychological Warfare Department, such as the infamous John Rawlings Rees, who believed that a 5,000 basically like psychiatric control mechanism figures could control the entire nation. Indeed, sort of 500, 5,000, 5,000 psychiatric cyborgs that were programmed in some way could control the entire population, while overseen by a cabal of psychiatrists, which would be very few in number, and they could oversee the entire nation. Indeed, John Rawlings Rees was heavily intertwined with the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute, and its main psychopath, Ernst Rudin. Indeed, the psychiatrists were very prominent in Nazi Germany, and the Kaiser Wilhelm Institute was funded to a large degree by the Rockefeller Foundation, and we see the fingerprints of the Rockefellers in all of the elements of the psychiatric agenda. Indeed, the National Association for Mental Health was founded by Sir Montague Norman, the governor of the Bank of England, and his counterpart of the Reichsbank, Hjalmar Schacht. Indeed, this was all a big intelligence operation. The destiny of mental patients and intelligence operatives is very much entwined. Indeed, there is a sinister underworld of spies and madmen with these with schizophrenics and intelligence operatives' lives overlapping. Indeed, we seem to be a focus of intelligence operations, and this is a continued process. Indeed, the National Association for Mental Health had many eugenicists on its staff and led to the creation of the World Federation for Mental Health, which was headed by Brock Chisholm, who was a proponent of basically technocratic rule and a global government agenda. Indeed, the secretary of the National Association for Mental Health was a Mary Appleby, who was a prime eugenicist and connected to many Frankist interests. Indeed, there do appear to have been many prominent Frankists among the psychiatric nexus, and the foundation, at the time of the foundation of the National Association for Mental Health, indeed, Kurt Lewin was supposedly expelled from Germany due to his Hebraic roots. But as I've stated before, the inner sanctum of the Nazi Party were Frankists, and he moved to the Tavistock Institute and was heavily involved in the psycho-political agenda and the beginning of the mass brainwashing of the British population. And he was then transplanted to America, where he continued to do the same activities, all under the tutelage of John Rawlings Rees, originally of Wellington House and then of Tavistock Institute. Indeed, it's interesting that TI, Targeted Individual, is also the same acronym as the Tavistock Institute. Indeed, it does seem that the majority of targeting does seem to stem from some kind of verdict ruled on the person by the Tavistock Institute of Human Relations. Indeed, it's all a rather scary concept, really, as I do not know what the future holds, because the eugenicists within the British government and the British intelligence networks are soon going to target on a large scale the homeless, as is being done by the intelligence agencies in the United States and was done by the newly formed government of Nazi Germany after the spring of 1933. And after the homeless are targeted by the totalitarian regimes, the schizophrenics are then targeted. Whereas the homeless in Nazi Germany were originally cleaned up and basically put to work, the schizophrenics were exterminated in the T4 program, which is a forgotten aspect of the Nazi regime. And it seems that in the future, we're going to have microchips put into our brains to control us. And if we refuse to take them, then we will be refused basically the living subsistence that we need. Indeed, it's all part of an agenda being coordinated by an overarching intelligence structure that contains both Frankists and Gentiles, but is itself factional, but due to human nature and the forming of factions within groups of people. However, there does seem to be a lot of alignment among these factions at the apex of the intelligence strata. Indeed, there are theories that schizophrenia is effectively a form of paranormal paranormal phenomenon, And it seems groups such as the Society for Psychical Research, which was formerly known as the Ghost Society in the early to mid 1800s and was a Rosicrucian and Masonic network, they take a keen interest in the schizophrenic mind from a paranormal perspective. And it seems they are attempting to harness the energies, brainwaves, and thought patterns of the schizophrenic mind for some sort of agenda. Indeed, there's a lot of occultism behind it, but as I've stated, the occult is just a cover for intelligence activities. Indeed, I'm not entirely sure what groups such as the Society for Psychical Research wish to achieve by researching schizophrenics in the way they do, and other networks such as the Scottish Rite Foundation for Schizophrenia Research, which was the first institution slash research agency that targeted me for an examination and program and elements of mind control programming and general control and monitoring over the years. Indeed, it seems that the intelligence agencies are forming a technocratic surveillance agenda overall, which will be foremost targeting these schizophrenics as one of the main opposition of theirs to what they perceive as an opposition to their abilities to control the human mind due to the free thinking nature and creativity of the schizophrenic mind. The intelligence agencies do not appreciate that. Indeed, British intelligence are fond of dissociating their own agents and then controlling them and then basically casting them off. So they go around society doing crazy things and then they are denied as assets by the intelligence agencies and basically manipulated until they end up in an institution or commit suicide. It's all part of a program which in Britain was originally termed the Mindgate program and is very similar in theory to the US Project Bluebird, Project Artichoke, and MK Ultra programs and their various sub-programs and associated programs. But it seems that the Manchurian candidate theories are real, as there are hypno-programmed assassins, and these are mainly created by psychiatrists doubling up as hypnotists. Indeed, we are living in a psychocracy, and as I stated before, the intelligence agencies wish to affect a form of psychosis on the general population through repeated traumas happening in quick succession, which mean that people cannot process their thoughts properly and will rush to the state for help. And this will allow the state to implement harsher surveillance and more mind control, predictive programming, and all sorts of other operations that the state are just really excited about introducing on the general population for their fears due to exposures that are going on now. They fear that people will find out too much about the technocracy and the cryptocracy and the psychocracy. And These people are all organized in a synarchic fashion whereby they are organized into secret societies, which are all intelligence fronts. And these secret societies take the forms of guilds and lodges and clubs. And these networks are very much looking after their own interests. They are factional and fight amongst each other, but they also wish to preserve a status quo, thereby they only allow a certain amount of chaos before they rein it in. And they fight amongst themselves and assassinate each other, but then act together at other times. So it's all very interesting. This is all just human nature. Human nature is very tribal and factional. And as you see, for instance, organized crime groups are divided into ethnic group and they stay that way, which is a representation of the tribal nature of the human being, basically. Indeed, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with this video. It's become a little bit garbled, but it's all right. It's all worth it in the end. Indeed, I'm going to end it there, though.